The mighty Michigan Wolverines have fallen again. The record's now 5-5 on the season. Under new head coach Sherrone Moore, they continue to stub their toes. This time down in Bloomington, Indiana, where they lose to the undefeated Kurt Signetti Fighting Hoosiers 20-15. And I am here to soak up and sip on all the Wolverine tears. Cheers to all you Buckeye fans. To all you Wolverine losers, thank you so much for adding to my content. I truly appreciate it. Oh, a little bit bitter. Ain't gonna lie, it's a little bit bitter. But we're just going to dive right into your comments this afternoon. They are so good. So salty. I love it. Here we go. Let's have some fun with Ohio State's arch rivals fan base crying a river. On the Michigan Diehards Facebook page, their comment as soon as the game was over was close. A tale of the 2024 season. I could spend 30 minutes telling you why the tale of the 2024 season has everything to do with the cheating of the 2021, 2022, and 2023 seasons. But I digress. Let's start with the first comment. Kevin says this coaching staff is in over their heads. How do you let all that time come off the clock and then decide to call a timeout? Boy, oh boy, Kevin. Let me say this. Sherrone Moore is absolutely in over his head. It's not even close. The guy has no idea what he's doing on the sideline. You have 3 timeouts left. Indiana has the ball. You've got to get the ball back to give yourself at least a chance. They run a first down play. I think they get 8 yards on the carry, and he sits there and debates for 28 seconds whether he's going to try to go ahead and let him have a first down on the second down carry and then use those 3 timeouts, or does he spend them right there at that second, taking an opportunity and chance to maybe stop them on 2nd and 2 and 3rd and 2 and get the ball back? However, he spends 28 seconds deciding what to do, and then calls a timeout. It's a lag, like the worst possible thing you do. And as soon as he calls it, he realizes he's made just a terrible decision. Just drops his head, grabs the old knees, and drops his head down in shame. Sherrone Moore, man, he is the gift that just keeps on giving. If you're a Buckeye fan, that was absolutely hilarious to watch. So you're absolutely right, Kevin. They are in over their heads. It's not even close. Brandon Green, this coaching staff has been horrendous. I wonder how different the season would have been had Harbaugh and company not left. Even with all the talented players that left, I feel the season would have gone much better. Well, Brandon, it might have gone much better, but the most important thing was Connor Stallions wasn't on the sideline, and that was the man that the secret sauce for the last couple years for you guys. There's no doubt about that. Harbaugh, is he a better coach than Sherrone Moore? Yeah, he's got a lot more experience. Yeah, that's not even a question. However, Jim Harbaugh's not stupid. He knew to get out of Dodge. He knew there was no way this team was going to compete, and so yeah, why ruin that legacy? I understand exactly what he was doing. By the way, he's been wanting to get out of Ann Arbor for years, for a while. I mean, let's just face it. Eric says, "How do we win a natty and become the worst team in the Big Ten?" Well, Connor Steins has a lot to do with that, big dog. Epic coaching failures. They are in over their heads. It's time to start emptying seats and booing. Get them to fire the staff, or it's going to be a long few years. So Eric's calling for all of you to not even go to the game. And then when those who do, just boo while you're there. That's what Eric's into right now. D says time to throw the whole season away. Well, you're 10 in. You're 10 games in, but just throw it all away. Just throw the whole season away. One would argue you already have. Craig says, "What's the tale? QB play is high school level, and because of that, Michigan loses." It's more than just your quarterback there, Craig. Although that doesn't help you one bit. Don Bishop, congrats to Indiana. Now go beat Ohio next week. First off, Indiana doesn't play Ohio State this week. They have a bye week, but I get what you're saying there, Don. There's nothing more copy than trying to cheer on the team that just beat you by beating your rival. That is coping 101 right there. Don Bishop, keep coping, buddy. Adam Farmer, the defense played hard today. Having a crappy offense killed us again. Yeah, your defense played well. The defense has never been the problem with this team, though, Adam. The offense is horrible. Dave says last drive, 4th and 10, and we throw underneath for 5. What else is there to say? Yeah, that that fourth down throw where you guys threw it to Loveland and he's gonna have to fight 6 yards to get to the first down. That was a terrible play call. Daniel, this wasn't close. If it were close, we would have taken advantage of things like 2 sacks and 3 plays and a muff punt. Fire Moore, sack the coaching staff. It was a 5-point game, so it was close. But at the end of the day, your defense kept it close. He's ready to fire more. Yeah. I don't blame you. If I was you, I'd be saying the same thing. And half this coaching staff was from last year's team. Daniel. DeGregory Tucker, the winnable one hurt more than the winnable ones hurt more than the unwinnable ones. Like, so what about Texas and Oregon? This year's elite teams, but Indiana, we could and should and pulled it out. The playing has improved, but then play calling disappointing. You do realize Indiana's 10-0, right? DeGregory. They're better coached than you guys. Let's just face it. Vince, I hate it for the players, but our coaches are killing us. Go blow, get better. That's easier said than done, Vince. Easier said. What do you mean by go get better? You gonna go hire Connor Stallions again, cheat some more? Is that where we're at there, Vince? Sure feels like it. Just go cheat some more. Christopher says waiting 28 seconds to take a timeout. What are they thinking? That's the problem, Chris. They weren't thinking. In over his head. Jonathan Marks, this is a ridiculous take. This season is bad, not close to good. The only close thing is the D is almost as bad as the offense. I don't know about that, Jonathan. I understand you're hurt right now, but if it wasn't for your D, imagine how bad you guys would be playing. Tim Dorwin, the tale of 2024 is lousy QB play. There's a reason Jimbo highlighted it out of town, hightailed it out of town. The tale of 2024 is that Connor Stallions is no longer a part of your staff, and you're no longer cheating. That's the tale of 2024. Ted got an Ohio State logo, so this ought to be good. Michigan outplayed Indiana. Indiana outcoached Michigan. That is a true statement, Ted. Smart Buckeye fan. Casey, when Army has a better offense than Michigan, that's a huge problem. Depends on who you're talking to. I think it's not a problem at all, Casey. Joe, he's just PO'd. That was a perfectly winnable game blown by lack of a red zone offense. Gotta say, Wink did a really good job in that second half, though. It was a perfectly winnable game blown by a lack of red zone offense. How about it? Perfectly winnable was what Ohio State did, Joe. 45-0. That's perfectly winnable. Not 20-15, bud. I feel bad for the players and wanted talents, and now I lost respect for Moore. He got to go. Hire Signetti. So your guy are just ready to hire Kurt Signetti, right? Okay. Fire Moore, though. Here's the thing, Scott. I guarantee you are probably loving that hire. You were probably talking about how great of a hire it was, all of that. John, can't do anything without a QB. Actually, that's true. Can't do anything without a QB. But you have 3 of them. They just not good. Fire Moore. This offense is as worse than when we had Tate Forcia as quarterback. Yeah, it's pretty bad. This might be one of the worst Michigan offenses I've seen in my lifetime. Zach says outplayed, out-toughed, out-coached again by IU, and I live in Indiana. Never thought I would say that. What about 2020? Indiana beat you in 2020, where you out-toughed, out-coached, and outplayed by IU in 2020. I mean, they've beaten you 2 out of the last 5 times you guys have played them. You're only 3-2 against them in the last 5 games. Theo says, hope we coach and play better for the next game against the team in red. Oh, talking about the Buckeyes, are you? Well, you can hope all you want. Results matter, buddy. OC gets paid millions to call a game like that. Defense plays lights out to keep us in the game, and the offense does that. Can't score 2 times within the 5-yard line. Why is Max Bredson not in the game more? 500 at best. Yeah, 6-6. That's what everybody's calling for you. And I believe Chris and I both said at the beginning of the season that there's a universe out there where Michigan could end up 8-4, 6-6. You all laughed at us. We tried to tell you this was coming. Average completion was 8 yards. 8. Red zone play calling was horrible, which is what costed them the game. Nice, Will. Outside of one bad Tommy punt, the special teams were solid. The defense was lights out for 2.5 quarters. But the passing offense in Kirk Campbell isn't Big Ten quality. Neither is Sherrone Moore. Eric says, another Eric, I'm just at a loss. How could they have not had a quarterback ready for this year after you knew everyone was leaving after this year? Because they thought Alex Orji was the answer. They thought wrong, Eric. By the way, you all thought he was the answer too. I don't know why you guys keep blaming the coaching staff. They thought just like you guys did. I can't say that comment. Sean, when it's not your season, it's not your season. Okay, Sean. When you don't have a coach on the sideline helping you with the other team's plays, it's just not your season. Johnny, play calling, coaching, F. Quarterback play, F. Defense, B+. The combination of these quarterbacks and this coaching is the worst we've had at U of M since the Rich Rod era. I'm surprised we've won 5 games. This season can't end soon enough. Jack says S'mores got the timeout timing down to an art. Jack. Oh, that's funny. That's a good comment. S'mores. That's funny. The worst coaching staff in history. How many of them keep a job after this is hilarious. What a joke. Oh, Kyle. It'll be all right, Kyle. Tom, worst offense in the 145 years of Michigan football. Campbell has no one to blame but himself. He has no clue at all. If Sherrone keeps him, then they can both coach at San Diego State like Brady Hoke once did. Absolutely disgusting. I hope they go 5-7 for a change to happen. A bowl game won't change anything coaching wise. Ooh. So Tom thinking if you don't lose next week, you're going to go 6-6 and go to a bowl and no one's going to get fired. Well, hope you guys win next week, Tom. Bill Martin, can they say they didn't quit, but that's about all? How did this team not have a QB here we go with the QB again and play calling. Guys, you thought you had the quarterback. You thought you had him. Just not there. Not in the cards this year. Barry Day, don't you just love mustard-colored yellow? True to Michigan's nature, sometimes even the matching racing stripes in their drawers. From what? Oh, from 75 South, head north till you smell it, then step in it. Then you are home at last. Take a whiff and call yourself silly. Oh, nice one, Barry. Mark says, heart and balls. The team played the best game they could with the leadership they have. Rick says, poor coaching, lost yet another game. Poor coaching, lost yet another game. Forgot the comma there, Rick. And then he's shaking his head. Rick comes back. Oh, again, he's making 2 comments. Comes back, says, I don't want to hear that our players fought hard. They surely did, but that's what losers say. I guess if they have your mentality, Rick. Thomas, terrible play calling and time management. Yes, indeed, Thomas. Thanks for calling out the obvious. That timeout blunder should be a fireable offense, says Clinton. He's ready to fire him. Well, what about the losses, Clinton? Is that not a fireable offense? Simply the timeout call there? That's the one. That's the straw that broke Clinton's back right there. TJ, all of you guys defending the coaching staff, how about you let 28 seconds run off, then call a timeout? Oh, TJ's upset about the timeout as well. Matt says another situational coaching error. Indeed it was, Matt. Justin, Ward, Moore, Campbell, Wink, they all need to get okay. They all need to get out. Jason's wondering if Nick Saban is getting sick of Pat McAfee yet. Dude, dream on, dream on, dream on, dream until your dreams come true. Is that what we're doing now? That's what Jason's doing. Michigan didn't go in the tank when down big at half. Not our season, but I like the effort. Go blow. Rick, that was from Kurt. Rick says, let's rebuild. Start with a look for a QB, an OC, and then maybe a coach, and I think next year maybe a bowl game. I hope we don't get a bowl game. Oh, he's on the 5-7 fire everybody train. James says, how do you say I am not qualified for the job without saying I am not qualified? James gets it. There you go. Terry, any kind of offense this year, we would be a better state. We'd be in a better state. Any kind of offense. You have an offense. It's just not very good, Terry. You have an identity. It's just everybody knows your identity. And your offensive line is not the same offensive line you had before. Sean, it's not even fun being your rivals this year. Watching just makes me feel bad and empty. Sean, get out of here with that take. This fills me up, makes me feel great. I don't know about you, Sean. Davey, he's got another L coming in Columbus. He goes, I hate Ohio State, but they will destroy them. Don't worry, Davey. We hate you, and we will destroy you. MC, that was the worst timeout in college football history. Is he high? No, he's just not very good, MC. Mark, there should be firings after this season. Terrible coaching, but go blow. Josh, replacing 10 of 11 starters was never going to go well. That is true, Josh. Thomas says, we are the 2023 Iowa Hawkeyes. No, Thomas, you're not. You're worse. You're worse. Jack Lance, worse defense, worse offense. Fire them all. Jack's just ready to get rid of the whole program. Dwayne, well, at least IU didn't run off 47 straight like they did to Sparty. You played with grit, Blue. If UM had a semblance of an offense, they would have won. There you go. There's the good attitude. Dave, pitiful first half, poor preparation again. That's coaching. Surprised by the second half defensive performance, disappointed again in the offense and punt team performances. Dave breaking down everything he's disappointed in from a team perspective there. Jesse says none of our quarterbacks do. None of them. They just don't do. None of them. Tim, no moral victories, please. Coaches are an embarrassment. Kirby, when you're starting when are you starting the documentary? Which documentary? Sherry says better have a new coach next season. Chad says Moore should probably consider himself lucky if he's retained. Christopher Moore wasn't waiting 30 seconds before calling timeout as a fireable offense. Yeah. Oh, Anthony, Anthony, the refs cheated. There you go. That's the weekly victim. We're a victim mentality that I like to see from you all. We beat Michigan State so bad, so not a bad season. I think the brainless will win this year. Oh, we're the brainless, huh? You should go read some of the comments in here and try to decipher them, Larry, and tell me we're the brainless. Bill says terrible coaching. Juan says, how is that not a pass interference for Morgan? You're worried about pass interference and you're 5-5. 5-5. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Anything else here? I'll give it to them. They played their hearts out tonight, but we couldn't bring it home. Win or lose, it'd still go blow. Tyler said we literally beat Michigan State. That's all that matters. That's all that matters to him. Craig says that's a shame. David says there's one more loss coming up. All right. Daniel, fire Moore. Adam says fire Kirk. Adam says this was bad. It's a tale of 2024. So you guys get the hint here. I mean, this is good stuff. This is good stuff. I'm loving it. Every week, just about every week, they provide so much material for us here at the OHIO podcast. I love it. If you're a Buckeye fan and you're watching this, please like the video. If you're a fan of the team up north, like the video. If you want to see Sherrone Moore fired, there you go. Like the video. Give it a thumbs up. Comment section. Let's talk about it. If you're a fan of the team up north, why do you want Sherrone Moore fired? Give me a legitimate reason why he should be fired. If you're going just straight off the lack of the timeout on this game, that's a fireable offense. You got to go more than that. You got to go deeper than that. Give me some legitimate reasons why he should be fired. And then do this while you're at it, while you're working on this. Then do this. I want you to ask yourselves, if you're a fan of that team up north, I want you to ask yourself this question. What did Jim Harbaugh do? What did he do to you? What did he do to this program? And maybe ask yourself this. Does some of the blame need to go to Jim Harbaugh? The answer to that question is yes. Some of the blame does need to go to Jim Harbaugh. He has set you guys up to take the downfall. Sherrone Moore is just a scapegoat, by the way. He's just a scapegoat. He's not a head coach. He's a scapegoat. Jim Harbaugh knew this was coming. By the way, this it's gonna get worse before it gets better than for you. I promise you, it is. Recruiting's not great. You all banking on trying to pay millions of dollars to a quarterback to come be your savior. What if there's a bowl ban? Ain't nobody coming to save you. It's gonna get worse before it gets better. And this all could have been foreseen. We tried to tell you all it was going to be foreseen. Some of you thought worst case scenario 9-3, 8-4. That's what you thought the worst case scenario was. Many of you thought 11-1, 10-2. Shoot, I've even saw some of you say we're going undefeated. We're going to win the Big Ten. We're going to the CFP. We tried to warn you that was not what the season was going to be for you, and here you are. 5-5, ready to fire your coach. Like, share, subscribe. We appreciate all of you who watch the videos and give us your feedback each and every single day, each and every single week here at the OHL podcast. We go live on Sunday nights at 8, Monday nights at 8, and Thursday nights at 8 with our call-in show, and we do live watch parties on Saturday during the game. Whenever that game is, it looks like we're going to be noon for the foreseeable future, so make sure you check all of those things out. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Ring the bell, get notified, and then so you don't miss an episode whenever one drops. And again, please let me know what you think of this video. I'll have a discussion in the comment section below, guys. Till next time, be kind to one another. I owe someone's OH. Sing Carmen High with all your heart, guys. You know the deal. OH. Go Bucks.